Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 17th of May. Today we have to see 9 selected questions. Each question has the highest probability of being asked in any government examination. And in these questions today we have to see some information about laser light, some scientists who got Nobel Prize in laser light. Then we have to see about president's salary and constitutional provisions related to it. Then we will see some questions on important dams, details about Tibetan Buddhism, some ships, and many other facts. And after seeing 9 questions, we will see some more facts as well. So be attentive, be focused till the end. So first see question for the day. You have to answer this question in the comment section. The question is, the largest solar park of the world is located in? These are the options. Read the options carefully and then answer. And to get PDF of all these videos, you have to join me on Telegram by writing Students Point 2020. Just write Students Point in a small letters 2020 without any space. You will get all the PDF thereon. I provide all the PDFs with a lag of 7 days. So let's begin now. The first question. The first successful operation of the laser light was done by? So it was done by Theodore Miaman. I repeat the name. Theodore Miaman did the first successful operation of laser light in the year of 1960. And this was based on theoretical work by Charles Hart Townes and Arthur Leonard Shallow. Remember, the first successful operation of laser light was done by Theodore Miaman, while the theory was given by Charles Hart Townes and Arthur Leonard Shallow. In examinations, they very much easily confuse you by changing the terms theoretical or the first successful operation. So don't confuse between it. For instance, once in UPSC Civil Services Prelims examination and once in BPSC Prelims examination as well, they asked that who discovered the DNA. So most of the students and aspirants marked that it is Watson and Crick who discovered the DNA, but that was wrong. Actually, Frederick Mescher discovered DNA and Watson and Crick only gave the double helix structure of DNA. So that is type of the questions which they asked to confuse aspirants. So remember that DNA was discovered by Frederick Mescher and Watson and Crick just gave the double helix structure of DNA. At the same time, you have to remember that the first successful operation was done by Theodore Miaman, while the theory was given by Charles Hart Townes and Arthur Leonard Shallow. And it was in news because the International Day of Light is celebrated on 16th of May each year to mark this day. Remember the day as well, 16th of May. And the day is administered from the International Basic Science Program, in short called as IBSP of UNESCO. And this day celebrates the role of light plays in science, culture and art, education, sustainable development and in the fields such as medicine, communications and energy. And what is a laser light? See, a laser differs from other sources of light because it emits light that is coherent, that is, it is focused to a tight spot, and these laser lights can emit light of single color as well. Now let's see 3 more names which you have to remember. These are Arthur Askin, Gerard Mourou and Donna Strickland. They were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year of 2018 for their inventions in the field of laser physics. So they may ask you that who were the 3 scientists who got the Nobel Prize in the field of laser light. So they were Arthur Askin, Gerard Mourou, Donna Strickland. Next question now. ICGS Sachet in news is a or an? So ICGS Sachet is an offshore patrol vessel. Here Sachet means alert. And it is the first in the series of 5 offshore patrol vessels. And it has been designed and built indigenously by Goa Shipyard Limited. And this ship is propelled by 2 9,100 kilowatt diesel engines. So they will just simply ask you that is this ship run by a petrol engine or a diesel engine or by a nuclear engine. So this ship is run by diesel engine. They may ask you the purpose of this ship. So its purpose is to patrol around the Indian offshore. And this ship is designed to carry a twin engine helicopter and 4 high speed boats and 1 inflatable boat for swift boarding and search and rescue operations. The ship is capable of carrying limited pollution response equipment as well to undertake oil spill pollution response at sea. There were two more ships. These were IBS C450 and C451. They are interceptor boats and they are indigenously designed and built by Larsen and Turbo, which are in short called as L&T Shipyard Hazira, and they are commissioned recently by Defense Minister. So remember the name of these two boats, IBS C450 and C451. The next question now about President's salary. So what is the salary of President of India? So it is rupees 5 lakh. The President's salary was increased in the Union Budget of 2018 to 19. Earlier it was only around 1.5 lakh, but it has been increased now to rupees 5 lakh. And the Vice President's salary rose to rupees 4 lakh in the same budget. Earlier the salary of Vice President was rupees 1.10 lakhs, while the salary of state governors increased to rupees 3.5 lakhs. And Article 59 Clause 3 provides that the President is entitled without payment of rent to the use of his official residence, that is Rashtrapati Bhavan, and she or he shall be entitled to such emoluments, allowances and privileges as determined by the Parliament by law. So by the time Parliament has not made any law regarding the allowances, emoluments and privileges of President, he is entitled to get such emoluments, allowances and privileges as mentioned in the second schedule of the Constitution. So remember that second schedule of the Constitution provides for the salary, emoluments, allowances of President as well as some other constitutional dignitaries, which includes CAG, that is Comptroller or Auditor General of India, then judges of Supreme Court, High Court, MPs, Speaker and other dignitaries. And it was in news because President Ramnath Kovind has recently decided to forego 30% of his salary for the whole year, apart from directing officials to adopt other statutory measures in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. The next question now. Consider the following statements about INL CUL57. See, it is a ship indigenously designed and built by Garden Rich Shipbuilders and Engineers, in short called as GRSE, based in Kolkata. The statement is correct, and it is, remember that it is indigenously designed, and this company is an Indian company. It is based in Kolkata, and it is the 7th landing craft utility MK4 class to be inducted in Indian Navy. So INLCU L57 is the ship of this landing craft utility MK4 class. So this statement is also correct. So again here C is the right answer. And this LCU MK4 ship is an amphibious vessel. So what do you mean by amphibious vessel? See, there are two types of vessels. The first one is those which carry aircraft, and the second one is amphibious aircraft. So aircraft carriers carry aircraft or fighter jets, while amphibious vessels carries helicopters or fighter helicopters, and this has been designed primarily to transport and deploy main battle tanks, armored vehicles, troops and equipments from ship to shore. And this is how it looks like, L57. The next question now, but before that I want to tell you that we will again organize the test on Monday, so everyone be prepared for it. Last test we have seen questions from 4th of May till 10th of May. So next test will be organized from 11th of May till 17th of May. So be prepared for it. So those who have not taken the previous test must take that test. I will share that video at end of the screen. Tap on that and take that test. And I will also make video on Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. We will see all the provisions of it in detail. If needed, I will make it in 2 parts because the video is going to be longer as it has many details to be seen. And one more thing, I want to assure you that some facts which are left in this daily current affairs series because of time constraints, as I have to explain many details here. So some questions which are basically the factual nature, I take those questions in the weekly current affairs series which I upload on every Monday or Sunday. Only in one video I discuss all the remaining facts. It takes around 30 questions to discuss all the remaining facts. So after watching this daily current affairs MCQs and that one video of weekly current affairs MCQs, almost all the questions will be covered for your different examinations. That has to be assured because we covered this series with the help of the Hindu newspaper, the Indian Express, and PIB, which is the most standard sources for preparation of current affairs for any government examinations. These are the most trusted and most reliable sources. So be assured about it. So let's see the next question now. The Amer Bhasa Dam is being built over. So this the Amer Bhasa Dam is being built over Indus River. So here B is the right answer. And it is planned to be concreted filled gravity dam near a place called Bhasa. That is why this dam has been named as the Amer Bhasa, because it has been located in a place called as Bhasa. And its foundation stone was laid by the then Prime Minister of Pakistan in the year of 1998 itself. And it has been again in news because recently a company called Power Company of China has entered into agreement with Pakistani army to build this dam. And this dam is going to be constructed in Gilgit-Baltistan region, which is in the POK, that is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and technically this POK is integral part of India. So India has issued a strong condemnation and a strong objection over the Chinese company decision to build the dam here. Now look at the hypocrisy of China, that even if Taiwan asks for some help from India, China don't hesitate to issue some objection that India must consider at every moment the one China policy. But China forgets when it comes to India that POK is an integral part of India. And look at the irony that China don't hesitate to claim the entire world except for the COVID-19. So jokes apart, let's begin the next question now. Consider the following statements about Annakam Poil Kaladi Mepadi Road Tunnel. If I pronounce it correctly, Anak Poil Kaladi Mepadi Road Tunnel. So let's see the statements. It will be built in Kerala. This statement is correct. Remember the state, it is going to be built in Kerala, and Kerala is in news very much because of its model to tackle COVID-19. So Kerala model is very much efficient, and there are only around 3 deaths because of COVID-19 till now in Kerala. So Kerala model has been considered to be the most successful model to tackle the spread of COVID-19 throughout the world. So many states and different states of India, including the government of India, must learn many things from Kerala. There are many things why Kerala has been successful in doing that, because Kerala doctors are specialists and they have been trained, because they have fought against such situations in the past as well. For instance, there was an outbreak called as Nipah virus. So in that too, doctors were very much efficiently tackled the situations, and also the immunity in the people living in the state of Kerala are high. I think they consume warm water at all times, and they also consume some haldi or turmeric, which also increases the immunity of people. So we should also start consuming turmeric. It is good for our immunity. The next statement is the Konkan Railway Corporation will execute the project. This is also correct. This Konkan Railway Corporation is going to execute this project. So here C is the right answer again. The next question now. Consider the following statements about Defense Testing Infrastructure Scheme, in short called as DTIS. See, it envisages to set up 6 to 8 new test facilities in partnership with private industry. This statement is correct. 6 to 8 new testing facilities will be developed under this Defense Testing Infrastructure Scheme. This will test the potential and quality of our defense products. The next statement now. This will facilitate indigenous defense production, consequently reduce the imports of military equipments, and help make country self-reliant. So here again, both of the statements are correct. C is the right answer. And the project under the scheme will be provided up to 75% of funding in the form of grant in aid, while 25% of the cost will be borne by a special purpose vehicle, which is to be either private entities or state government. And this scheme is not limited to setting up testing facilities in 2 defense industrial corridors. That is, other areas out of these 2 defense industrial corridors are also eligible to have such kind of this testing facilities. And these 2 defense industrial corridors are located in, the one is located in Tamil Nadu and another is in Uttar Pradesh. The next question now. GOAL, which is Going Online as Leaders program, is an initiative of, so this is a joint initiative of Facebook and Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So here both A and C is the right answer. And it will provide mentorship to tribal youth through digital mode. Around 5,000 young tribal entrepreneurs, professionals, artisans and artists, which are to be called as mentees, will be trained by experts who are to be called as mentors from different disciplines on digital skills under Digital Entrepreneurship Program. And aspiring candidates are invited to apply at the online portal goal.tribal.gov.in. So those who can take benefit from it must take that, and if you can inform any other people to take benefit from it, you can do that. The next question now. Panchen Lama is the blank spiritual authority in Tibetan Buddhism. So Panchen Lama is a designation in Tibetan Buddhism, and Panchen Lama is the second highest spiritual authority in Tibetan Buddhism. And Dalai Lama, you must have heard about Dalai Lama. So Dalai Lama is the highest spiritual authority in Tibetan Buddhism, while Panchen Lama is the second highest. And Buddhism, let's have a brief about the origin of Tibetan Buddhism in Tibet and other parts including Ladakh, and later on it splits to another part including Bhutan, Sikkim and other areas as well. So let's see how it originated. See, Buddhism became a major religion of Tibet at the end of 8th century CE. It was Tibetan king Trisong Detsen who invited 2 Buddhist masters, namely Sant Rakshita and Padmasambhava, from India to Tibet. So this Sant Rakshita was the abbot of Nalanda in India, and he built first monastery in Tibet. Remember, Sant Rakshita built the first monastery in Tibet, and Padmasambhava was a Mahasiddha, which is called as master of miraculous powers. And Tara Devi, or Tara, who is a Buddhist savior goddess, is famous across the region where this Tibetan Buddhism spread. This was in news because recently United States has urged China to release Tibetan Buddhism's 11th Panchen Lama, who was taken into captivity at the age of only 6 by the Chinese authorities. And this 11th Panchen Lama was Gedhun Chiokyi. Remember the name, very important, Gedhun Chiokyi. He was the 11th Panchen Lama, and he was arrested in the year of 1995 only, and he became the youngest political prisoner. Now let's see some more facts. Recently, Government of India, Government of West Bengal and Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, including the World Bank, have signed a loan agreement for a project titled as West Bengal Major Irrigation and Flood Management Project. So different kind of institutions including Government of India, West Bengal Government, AIIB, World Bank has been included in this project, and the project includes improvement in irrigation and flood management of Damodar Valley Command Area. Remember that Damodar Valley Corporation was established in the year of 1948, and it was the first multi-purpose river valley project of independent India. Very important fact. It was the first multi-purpose river valley project of independent India. And there were 4 dams built across this Damodar Valley Corporations, in short called as DVC. So it was Tilaiya Dam, Konar Dam, Mathun Dam, Panchen Dam. Tilaiya Dam was built over Barakar River, which is the primary tributary of Damodar River. Then Konar Dam was built across Konar River. Again, this is a tributary of Damodar River. Mathun Dam was built at the confluence of Barakar and Damodar. So here how this Damodar flows and Barakar joins. So this Mathun Dam was built here near to confluence. And then Panchen Dam built across the Damodar River. Remember all the dams, and over the river they were built on. And this Damodar River rises in Palamu hills of Chota Nagpur Plateau in the state of Jharkhand. And this flows only in 2 states, that is in Jharkhand and in West Bengal. The Baraka river, as I told, is the main tributary, and this Damodar river is called as the Sorrow of Bengal. So I hope you find the video. Don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, answer the question in the comment section, wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay at your home, stay safe. Thanks a lot.